Thank you. Well, rolling by, it looked like Rob's shop was all closed up, which is honestly what I expected. I'm still walking over there. I got my Saturn key on me. I want to at least make sure it'll still start up, although it looks like he's got a vehicle parked in behind me that has me blocked in, so I wouldn't be able to drive off with it. Not that that's my plan for today, but, you know, just weighing options. Thinking of things I could do. I wish I was driving a Tesla Model S like that. Or sorry, Model Y was a Model Y. I actually checked the shifts that were posted on ShiftSmart while I was riding the bus over here. And dang, I should have walked. I looked and I didn't see a walk signal, and then at the last moment I realized I could have just walked across. The light was green. By the way, it's 3:37 p.m. So, as I was saying, I checked the ShiftSmart app, and the shifts that it posted, 2 of them are ones on the west side that I could conceivably get to by bus from here. I don't know if I can get to them on time. I declined to take them because I want to at least see what's going on over here at Rob's shop first and check in with my poor Saturn. Somebody mentioned to me that Rob might be trying to snag my CRXs as abandoned vehicles. I'd like to think he wouldn't do something that dirty, but I'm starting to have my doubts. And I hate to say that, but just saying. Anyway, I think time's coming. Sometime next week, I need to contact the lawyer for the landlord of this place and possibly file my own lawsuits. That's a step I don't want to have to take, but I feel like I might have to. Yeah, both garage doors are closed. And this Discovery Land Rover, I wouldn't say I'm completely boxed in. I could probably get myself out of there if I had to. Well, that didn't work out as nicely as planned. Not a complete waste of a trip. I managed to get a hair tie out of my car, as well as another box cutter, because I left my damn safety knife box cutter at the store today. I did that yesterday as well. I left 2 of them in there yesterday. Went into the cooler, couldn't find them. I had a yellow one and a blue one. The yellow ones are better than the blue ones. And walked back, looked around the cooler, couldn't find them. And damned if I didn't do the same thing at the Circle K today. Anyway, that's the least of my problems. But yeah, I grabbed another one out of the Saturn. Grabbed my trusty Phoenix Street Guide. Now, I don't know if they still publish these anymore. With most everybody just using their phone for navigation, I can't remember the last time I've seen one of these for sale. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is the last edition and it's something that's no longer published. And I've had this one for, I couldn't tell you how many years. Looking at to see if it has a publication date on it. It says it sold for $6.95, published by Rand McNally from Phoenix Mapping System Division of Wide World of Maps. I always thought they were competitors with Rand McNally. So interesting seeing a Rand McNally publishing credit on the back. No, I don't see a year on it anywhere. That's a little disappointing. At any rate, I feel like I've had this thing since before Lily was born, so probably about 16, 17 years. So obviously it's not going to be fully updated, even though it says updated boldly on the cover. But it's never failed me on trying to figure out where a street is. And I feel like I've mentioned this before, but basically it's a A to Z list of every street name in the valley. And you can go to a street name like, say, Hidden View Drive. It'll tell you which municipalities it's in the instance of Hidden View Drive, which is one I don't know off the top of my head. PHX, meaning it's Phoenix. And then it gives you a 100 block of it. So 16050 south. So that puts it south of South Mountain. So probably a street down in Ahwatukee that goes east and west. As a cab driver, just having that number for a street, if it was a street that I didn't know, was 92% 90+% of the time, all I needed to find an address in a neighborhood that I wasn't completely familiar with. It's because Phoenix has such a logical numbering system to its streets. So 347, and as I said, Rob not there. His birds are still there in the lobby, so that's a fairly good sign. And that Land Rover wasn't there the last time I came by here. It was like the Model Y that I just drove by a little bit ago. Of course, that doesn't really say anything. I'm near the rental car center, and those Model Ys are very commonly rented vehicles, and a lot of them are white. Could have been the same car. Very likely wasn't. Anyway, I need to be not be distracted by random Teslas driving by. I just wish I was driving something instead of out here in this miserable heat. At least I got a little bit of shade to sit in on a bus shelter that doesn't have somebody smoking in it or doing fentanyl in it or using it as their homeless shelter. Of course, some people did leave their garbage here, but that happens a lot. I wish I could be a nice guy and just throw it away. I think I'll do that. So I had said that I thought maybe I could just drive my car off. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that because my battery is dead as a doornail. No juice at all. When I turn it on, there's no lights come on in the car, nothing, no cranking, nothing. So that's a new problem. And I probably should have opened the trunk to check and make sure that the battery's even still there. But part of me wants to walk back and do that, but my bus is going to be here any minute. When I sat down and started recording this video, I checked the Valley Metro app, and the bus is scheduled to be here in 1 minute. Obviously more than a minute has passed and it hasn't shown up, but it was showing it being something like 9 minutes late. It was also showing it sitting clear down at like 40th Street and Baseline. So let me check it now. Oh, I just opened Google Maps. Wrong app. I really should organize these icons on my iPhone. Wow. Okay, click on stop. University Drive and 40th Street. Next bus is the route 32. It is delayed going to Camelback and 28th Street. Scheduled for 3:44. Estimated arrival. I don't know if y'all can see that, but estimated arrival is 3:54. So running 10 minutes late. And if I click on where it says delayed, it'll show me where it is. It's heading north on 40th Street, crossing Rozier right now. So it'll be here in like 4 or 5 minutes. So yeah, pretty disappointed that my car didn't just start right up. That would have given me a lot of comfort. Not that I was going to drive it away, but it would have given me a lot of comfort. So not sure if I'm going to be able to make it to those other shifts that I saw available. Not even really sure that I want to, although an extra $60 in my pocket would be helpful right now. But before I got on the bus, the 32 heading south here, I was talking about how on Traba I had accepted a job and it was a pretty long schedule, and how it made me accept all the schedule. Well, it wouldn't let me just pick the shifts that I wanted, but then once I've accepted the schedule, I totally have the option of going and canceling the ones I don't want. So Traba is silly like that. I took a screenshot of the conditions I accepted, and of course I didn't verify any of that stuff. I've learned with Traba, you just accept shit immediately when you can. Go back and iron out the differences later. If it doesn't work for you, just cancel that shit. Accept 35 shifts. Wow, 35 shifts I accepted. That's wild. Arriving later, incorrectly dressed, may forfeit these shifts. No shit. The 4 things I checked were, I understand the required attire. I didn't read that at all. I did go back and read it though, and it's your typical, I don't even think it specifies. Let me open it up. I don't think it specifies. What to wear. Weather appropriate attire for a warehouse. Closed-toe shoes, no Crocs. No loose or baggy clothing. It just says closed-toe shoes. It doesn't even say safety shoes or composite toe shoes. Now, I'm working in a warehouse. I'm going to be wearing my composite toe Reebok safety shoes that I got from Amazon. I've hit my toes. I've dropped a couple of boxes on my toes, and I've hit my toes a few times with pallet jacks, and even if that protection is not required, I like having it. As far as weather-appropriate attire for a warehouse, it'd be nice if it says whether or not the warehouse is air-conditioned. That makes a big difference. I know first shift I'm going to be wearing jeans. Full stop, I'm wearing jeans. Now, if I find out that it's going to be safe and acceptable for wear shorts, I may do my second shift in shorts. For first shift, I'm wearing jeans. But yeah, not very specific on the attire, and nothing unexpected there. In fact, it's much more lax than I would expect it to be. I understand these shifts are 12.7 miles away. I'm assuming that 12.7 miles is based on how many miles away from where I've told the app that I live, as opposed to where I was physically at when I accepted the gig. Although I'm honestly not sure. I'm hoping 12.7 miles, and the reason I say this is if I can get my 9-bot scooter running again, and I think I got a good chance of getting that done this weekend, it has a 15-mile range. For that matter, so does my other scooter, which is close to running, my old Xiaomi M365. So if it's 12.7, both of those are journeys that are within the range of the scooter. Although thinking about that, you're probably figuring 12.7 driving, or maybe 12.7 as the crow flies. Walking, that's going to be farther, because generally when you figure driving distance from my place to someplace south, by the way, it's in, I think technically it's in on the reservation, but it says it's in Chandler, but it's off 56th Street south of the 202. It says Chandler. I'm pretty sure once you get south of the 202, that's all technically I forget the name of that reservation, but the giant reservation that's between here and it's kind of south of Ahwatukee, between Ahwatukee and the town of Maricopa. Generally, when mileage is calculated, it's calculated as going down the 143, which obviously I can't ride an electric scooter on. I can't even ride an electric scooter down 44th Street. In fact, to go to points south of here on an electric scooter, I have to go to Priest. Although the gig is actually on Priest, so probably my best route would be to take something through the neighborhood until I get to like Washington and Priest, and then just take Priest all the way south to where the warehouse is. So not really going out of my way. I don't know. I feel like it's within range of the scooter, and that's a good thing because, other thing, yeah, I understand the first of these 35 shifts starts at 5:50 a.m. on September 16th. Yeah, the schedule. It's Monday through Friday, 5:50 a.m., so 10 minutes to 6, until 2:30 p.m. That is not a schedule I like. But I'm not at a point where I can be choosy. However, the biggest problem with that isn't a question of whether or not I like it. It's a question of whether or not I can get there with public transit. That's really pushing the envelope for public transit. Now, usually Monday through Friday, around where I live, buses start rolling around 4:30 a.m. So if you need to be someplace 10 to 6, you're okay. However, for some reason, Tempe doesn't start them that early. And I looked it up, and I don't remember the exact times, but the closest route to get me to that warehouse, which is near 56th Street and Allison Road. It's on some little diagonal side street that probably predates everything else around it, because it doesn't really match the grid system down there. Allison Road is a quarter mile north of Fry and a quarter mile south of the 202 freeway. There's my bus. I'm going to have to explain this later. Anyway, long story short, I can't get there by bus that early in the morning.